off the coast of Yonaguni, Japan, lies a submerged enigma that has puzzled scientists and historians since its discovery in 1986. Beneath the waves, the Yonaguni Monument, a massive underwater rock formation, invites us to question everything we know about ancient civilizations. At first glance, the monument's sharp angles, flat surfaces, and precise alignments seem to defy natural explanation. Some believe this could be the remnants of a long-lost Pacific civilization, a Japanese Atlantis that sank into the ocean's depths thousands of years ago. But not everyone agrees. Skeptics argue that these formations are the work of natural geological processes, sculpted over millennia by the movements of the earth and the relentless force of the sea. The monument is a complex puzzle featuring a massive flat-topped pyramid, tight corridors, and what some claim to be carved stairways and terraces. If indeed man-made, its creation would require a level of technological sophistication not yet known to have existed in prehistoric Japan. Despite numerous dives and studies, the Yonaguni Monument keeps its secrets. Carbon dating of algae on the rocks suggests the structure has been submerged for at least 10,000 years, predating the oldest known civilizations in the region. The debate rages on, with each dive bringing more questions than answers. Is the Yonaguni Monument a natural wonder, shaped by the random forces of nature? Or is it a testament to a forgotten people capable of incredible architectural feats? In the dark, unexplored depths of the Mediterranean Sea, a time capsule from an ancient civilization lay hidden, nestled amidst the wreckage of a bygone era. Its story, a mysterious tale of ingenuity, intrigue, and timelessness, unfolded in the year 1901, when this relic was unearthed. Among the remnants of a Greek shipwreck that had lain undisturbed for millennia, a complex and curious artifact emerged. An artifact that challenged our understanding of human history, forever changing our perceptions of ancient technological prowess. A device so advanced for its time, it's been hailed as the world's first computer. This is the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient marvel more than 2,000 years old, a mechanical wonder that seemingly defies the constraints of its era. A system composed of intricate wind-up dials, purposely designed to predict celestial events with astonishing precision. The Antikythera mechanism tracked the paths of the Sun, Moon, and the 5 planets known to the ancients, offering insights into a calendar system that seems unfathomably advanced for its age. This intricate machine could also predict the phases of the Moon and even the timing of solar and lunar eclipses. The sophistication of this device, seemingly out of step with its time, led to wild theories suggesting a possible extraterrestrial origin. While most scholars dismiss such conjecture, the perplexity remains. How could the Greeks, or any civilization of that era, develop a tool of such complexity and precision? Despite a century of intense scrutiny and exploration, the origins and manufacturing techniques behind the Antikythera mechanism still elude us, reinforcing the sense of mystery surrounding this ancient Greek enigma. Could it be a testament to a forgotten epoch of technological brilliance? Or is it the product of a civilization far more advanced than we've ever imagined? For centuries, the Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, has been the center of some of the world's most perplexing mysteries. Stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this area is known for the unexplained disappearances of ships, planes, and their passengers. On December 5, 1945, 5 US Navy Avenger torpedo bombers, collectively known as Flight 19, departed from the Naval Air Station in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a routine training mission. The mission, dubbed Navigation Problem Number 1, was supposed to be straightforward. The plan was to fly east towards the Bahamas, then head north, and finally return to base. But something went terribly wrong. Approximately 90 minutes into the flight, the squadron leader, Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor, reported that his compasses were malfunctioning. The crew, now disoriented, couldn't determine their position. The situation grew more dire as the pilots began to panic,
unsure whether they were flying over the Atlantic or the Gulf of Mexico. Communication between the planes and the base became increasingly frantic, with Taylor eventually stating, "We are entering white water. Nothing seems right. We don't know where we are. The water is green. No, white." As darkness fell, radio contact was lost, and Flight 19 disappeared off the radar. A massive search operation was launched immediately, involving ships and aircraft, but no trace of the planes or their 14 crew members was ever found. To make matters even more mysterious, a PBM Mariner flying boat dispatched to search for Flight 19 also vanished without a trace, taking 13 more crewmen with it. How could 5 planes and a rescue craft disappear without a trace in a well-travelled area? Was it merely a case of disorientation and fuel exhaustion? Or did Flight 19 encounter something far more sinister within the Bermuda Triangle? The USS Cyclops was one of the largest and most reliable ships in the US Navy's fleet. This colossal coal carrier, weighing over 19,000 tons and stretching 540 feet, had served dutifully during World War I. In March 1918, she set sail from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, bound for Baltimore, Maryland, carrying a full load of manganese ore. On board were 306 crew members and passengers. It was supposed to be a routine voyage, but the ship never made it to its destination. As the Cyclops entered the Bermuda Triangle, something inexplicable happened. The ship sent no distress signals, and despite being well within radio range, it simply vanished without a trace. A search operation was quickly organised, covering thousands of square miles of ocean, but not a single piece of wreckage was ever found. The ship and all 306 souls aboard were gone, swallowed by the sea. The mystery deepened when it was revealed that the Cyclops had been carrying enough cargo to make her top heavy, potentially prone to capsizing. Additionally, she was equipped with multiple safety features, including life rafts, which should have been found if the ship had sunk, but no such evidence was ever discovered. Could a simple structural failure explain the disappearance of such a massive ship, or did the Bermuda Triangle claim yet another victim through forces beyond our understanding? On January 31st, 1921, the Carroll A. Deering, a 5-masted schooner, was found run aground on the treacherous Diamond Shoals off the coast of North Carolina. The ship was on its way back to Norfolk, Virginia from a trip to Rio de Janeiro, but something had gone terribly wrong. When the ship was boarded, it was discovered that all of its 11 crew members had vanished. The ship's log and navigational equipment were also missing, and the galley appeared to have been hastily abandoned, with food left in the stove. The Deering's mysterious fate quickly became linked to the Bermuda Triangle, as the ship had passed through this notorious region before being found. The ship's last known communication was a cryptic message from a lightship keeper off Cape Lookout, North Carolina, who reported that a crew member with a foreign accent had shouted that the ship had lost its anchors. Despite extensive investigations by the US government, no trace of the crew or explanation for their disappearance was ever found. Theories suggest hurricanes, piracy, mutiny, or even possible Russian involvement. Others believe that the Bermuda Triangle's enigmatic forces may have played a role in the crew's mysterious vanishing. What could have caused the entire crew of the Carroll A. Deering to disappear without a trace? Was it foul play, or did the Bermuda Triangle claim another vessel in its grasp? The disappearance of 2 British South American Airways aircraft, the Star Tiger and the Star Ariel, is among the most perplexing cases linked to the Bermuda Triangle. On January 30th, 1948, the Star Tiger, a 4-engine Avro Tudor plane, was en route from the Azores to Bermuda. The flight proceeded normally until it neared the Bermuda Triangle, where it suddenly disappeared without a trace. No distress signals were sent, and no wreckage was ever found despite an extensive search operation. Less than a year later, on January the 17th, 1949, the Star Ariel, another BSAA Tudor aircraft, was flying from Bermuda to Kingston, Jamaica. Like the Star Tiger, the flight was routine until it entered the Bermuda Triangle. The plane, along with its 20 passengers and crew, vanished without a trace. Again, no distress signals were sent, and no wreckage was ever discovered. The disappearance of two nearly identical aircraft on similar routes within the Bermuda Triangle less than a year apart has led to endless speculation. Some believe that a navigational error or mechanical failure caused the planes to crash into the sea. Others suggest that the planes encountered sudden, severe turbulence that overwhelmed them. But the most creative theories involve time warps, magnetic anomalies, or even extraterrestrial intervention. How could two aircraft vanish without a trace in nearly the same location? Are these incidents just coincidences, or is there something more sinister at play in the Bermuda Triangle? The loss of the Star Tiger and Star Ariel remains one of aviation's most enduring mysteries. The Bermuda Triangle continues to be one of the world's greatest sources of conspiracy and mystery. Despite its legendary reputation, however, the Bermuda Triangle is not statistically more dangerous than other heavily travelled ocean regions. The majority of incidents can be explained by natural causes, and the area does not have a higher rate of accidents compared to similar parts of the ocean.
First mentioned by the philosopher Plato in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, Atlantis was described as an advanced and powerful civilization that existed around 9,000 years before Plato's time. According to the story, the city was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, present-day Strait of Gibraltar, and was ultimately destroyed in a single day and night of catastrophic earthquakes and floods. The story of Atlantis has captivated the imagination of scholars and enthusiasts for centuries. But was it a real place, or simply an allegory created by Plato to illustrate his philosophical ideas? Many theories have been proposed regarding the possible location of Atlantis, including the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, and even Antarctica. However, despite numerous searches and expeditions, no concrete evidence has ever been found to support any of these claims. Some researchers believe that Atlantis may have been inspired by real ancient civilizations that were destroyed by natural disasters or other cataclysmic events. Others argue that the story is purely a work of fiction. Regardless of its origins, the legend of Atlantis remains one of the most enduring and fascinating mysteries in human history.
In the shadowy depths of the northern Baltic Sea, a discovery in 2011 challenged our understanding of the ocean's hidden secrets. Divers stumbled upon an enigmatic structure, an oddly shaped object that defies explanation. Its appearance is striking, reminiscent of an alien spaceship resting on the seabed, its origins shrouded in mystery. This underwater enigma, known as the Baltic Sea Anomaly, has captivated the imagination of many. Measuring about 60 meters in diameter, with patterns and features that seem unnatural, its true nature remains a subject of debate among scientists and enthusiasts alike. The theories about its origin are as varied as they are fascinating. Some experts suggest it could be a glacial deposit, remnants of the Ice Age sculpting the seabed into this peculiar formation. Others, drawn by its uncanny resemblance to fictional spacecraft, speculate about extraterrestrial origins. Yet despite numerous investigations, conclusive evidence remains elusive, leaving more questions than answers. Exploring the Baltic Sea anomaly is no small feat. Its location, nestled in the Baltic's cold, brackish waters, complicates research efforts. The depth and low visibility, combined with the anomaly's composition, challenge even the most advanced underwater exploration techniques. Each new expedition peels back a layer of the mystery, yet the anomaly retains its secrets, nestled in the dark, silent world beneath the waves. From the enigmatic to the profound, we journey now to the Mariana Trench, the deepest known part of the world's oceans. This extraordinary chasm in the Earth's crust stretches down over 36,000 feet, a depth so profound that Mount Everest could be submerged within it and still lie more than a mile beneath the surface. Deep in the Pacific Ocean, in this realm of extreme pressure and eternal darkness, life has evolved in ways that defy imagination. The Mariana Trench is home to some of the most bizarre and unique life forms on Earth. Creatures like the ghostly snailfish, which thrives in pressures that would crush most submarines, or the enigmatic giant amoebas, whose existence challenges our understanding of life in the harshest conditions. Exploring this remote frontier requires technology as resilient and innovative as the life forms that inhabit it. Each venture into the trench's depths is a monumental challenge, pushing the boundaries of human engineering and courage. The extreme pressures and lack of light necessitate the use of sophisticated submersibles and remote-operated vehicles, each a marvel of modern science, designed to withstand conditions found nowhere else on Earth. Yet despite these advancements, the Mariana Trench remains largely unexplored. Its depths hold secrets about the origins of life and the limits of biological endurance, offering a glimpse into a world where only the most extreme forms of life can exist. In 1968, amid the tense backdrop of the Cold War, 4 submarines from different nations mysteriously disappeared, leaving a trail of unanswered questions. Ian Fleming's quote, "Once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action," looms over these incidents, suggesting more than mere chance. During a year marked by the Soviet invasion of Czechoslovakia, the assassinations of Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King, and heightened Cold War tensions, submarines played a crucial role in intelligence gathering and nuclear deterrence. Their ability to stay submerged and move incognito added to their strategic importance. The Israeli submarine INS Dakar, a remodeled World War II-era sub, embarked on its maiden voyage from Portsmouth to Haifa on January the 9th. The journey progressed smoothly until January the 25th, when all contact was lost west of Cyprus. Despite an extensive international search, the wreckage was only found in 1999, lying 3,000 meters deep between Crete and Cyprus. Just 2 days after Dakar's disappearance, the French submarine Minerve vanished near Toulon, France. Scheduled to dock at Toulon, it disappeared with 45 crew members. Despite an extensive search, it remained lost until 2019, when it was discovered 45 kilometers from its last known location. The Soviet submarine K-129, conducting a missile patrol in the Pacific, missed its March the 8th check-in and subsequently vanished. While the Soviets abandoned their search, the CIA, suspecting valuable intel, located part of the wreckage northwest of Hawaii. The American USS Scorpion, tasked with monitoring Soviet activities, went silent near the Azores in May. Its wreckage containing nuclear material was later found southwest of the Azores. These simultaneous disappearances have sparked various theories, from bad weather to structural flaws, rapid dives, or even covert enemy actions. The USS Scorpion and K-129 incidents in particular have been linked to Cold War espionage activities. Despite the passage of time, the true reasons behind these tragedies remain shrouded in mystery, fueling speculation about whether these were accidents or deliberate acts of sabotage. Enshrouded in legend and speculation, the Bermuda Triangle, a vast expanse of ocean marked by the points of Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has captivated the world's imagination for decades. It's an area synonymous with unexplained disappearances, where ships and planes have seemingly vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of mysteries. Consider the USS Cyclops, lost in 1918 with over 300 souls aboard, leaving no wreckage nor bodies. Or the baffling case of Flight 19, a squadron of 5 Navy bombers that disappeared in 1945, the pilot's last transmission a testament to their growing disorientation and panic. And then there's the SS Cotopaxi, which vanished in 1925, only for its wreck to be identified nearly a century later, far from the Triangle's reach. The quest for explanations has led scientists and skeptics alike to propose a range of natural phenomena. Methane hydrates that could theoretically sink ships by reducing water density,
rogue waves capable of overwhelming even the sturdiest of vessels, and peculiar magnetic anomalies that confuse navigation instruments are but a few rational theories offered. Despite the allure of its mysteries, the Bermuda Triangle faces skepticism. Critics argue that disappearances within the area are proportionate to those in any other heavily travelled region of the world, suggesting that its reputation may be more a product of myth than of maritime menace. Yet the Bermuda Triangle remains an emblematic symbol of the unknown, a chapter of the oceanic narrative that continues to fascinate, terrify, and intrigue. The ocean itself, covering over 70% of our planet's surface, is a pivotal force in maintaining the delicate balance of Earth's climate. It acts as a colossal thermostat, regulating temperatures and weather patterns globally. It's a haven for a myriad of species, many of which are yet to be discovered. These marine organisms range from the smallest plankton to the largest whales, each playing a vital role in the ecological balance. Yet despite its significance, the ocean is largely uncharted and unknown. Over 80% remains unexplored and unmapped, a vast frontier that holds more mysteries than the known universe. The ocean's depths are a realm of perpetual darkness, immense pressure, and extreme cold, presenting formidable challenges to exploration. Recent advancements in technology have led to groundbreaking discoveries, revealing just how little we know about this vast underwater world. Scientists have discovered underwater rivers and lakes with unique ecosystems, hydrothermal vents that support life in scorching temperatures, and a plethora of species that defy our understanding of life in extreme conditions. These discoveries include bioluminescent creatures, species capable of surviving in the most inhospitable environments, and complex underwater landscapes that rival the diversity of terrestrial ecosystems. Each discovery in the ocean's depths is a reminder of our limited understanding and the potential for groundbreaking scientific advancements. This mystery takes us to the icy waters of the Arctic, where the SS Baikimo, a 1,322-ton cargo steamship, earned its reputation as the Arctic ghost ship. Built in Sweden in 1914 and later owned by the Hudson's Bay Company, the Baikimo was used primarily to trade pelts and goods along the northern coast of Canada. But in 1931, something strange began to unfold that would immortalize the ship in maritime legend. In October of that year, the Baikimo was trapped in pack ice near the coast of Alaska. The crew, accustomed to such conditions, abandoned ship temporarily to set up camp on solid ground. They intended to wait out the winter until the ice released its grip. After a few days, a violent blizzard swept through, and when it cleared, the Baikimo was gone. Initially, the crew thought it had been sunk or been carried away by the shifting ice. However, a few days later, a local Inuit reported seeing the ship drifting about 45 miles away. The crew managed to locate and board it, retrieving valuable cargo, but the ship was once again stuck fast in the ice. Deciding that the Baikimo was no longer seaworthy, the Hudson's Bay Company evacuated the crew by air, leaving the vessel to its fate. But the Baikimo had other plans. In the weeks and months that followed, the abandoned ship was sighted multiple times, drifting aimlessly through the Arctic waters, sometimes hundreds of miles from where it had last been seen. Attempts to board or tow the ship failed, as it would vanish into the fog or the ice. For over 30 years, the Baikimo continued to be sighted by Eskimos, explorers, and other ships along the northern coast of Alaska. It became a spectral presence, silently appearing and disappearing in the frozen waters. The last confirmed sighting of the Baikimo was in 1969, nearly 4 decades after it was abandoned, when a group of Inuit hunters spotted it floating near the Beaufort Sea. What makes the mystery so compelling is the fact that despite numerous sightings over such a long period, no one has ever been able to definitively explain what happened to the ship or how it managed to stay afloat in the harsh Arctic conditions for so many years. To this day, the Baikimo has never been found, and its ultimate fate remains a chilling enigma, raising questions about how a ship could survive the Arctic elements for so long, and whether it might still be out there, wandering the icy seas. We return to the cold and desolate waters of the Arctic Ocean with a tale that dates back to the 18th century, the legend of the Octavius. The story begins in 1775 when the whaling ship Herald was navigating the icy waters off the coast of Greenland. The crew of the Herald spotted a 3-masted schooner drifting aimlessly in the distance. As they approached, they realized the ship was eerily silent and seemingly abandoned. They boarded the vessel, hoping to salvage it or assist any crew members in distress. What they found was a scene of true horror. The ship, identified by its nameplate as the Octavius, was a ghostly tableau, frozen in time. The crew found the captain seated at his desk in the cabin, pen still in hand, with his logbook open in front of him. The rest of the crew was discovered below deck, frozen solid in their bunks, eerily preserved by the frigid temperatures. Even more unsettling was the ship's log, which indicated that the Octavius had set sail from England for the Orient in 1761, 14 years before it was discovered. It seemed that the Octavius had attempted to take the fabled Northwest Passage, a perilous route through the Arctic, but had become trapped in ice. The logbook revealed that the crew had survived for some time, documenting their struggle to break free of the ice. The last entry, dated November the 11th, 1762, recorded the captain's decision to turn back to England. But it was too late. The ship had been locked in the ice, drifting aimlessly with its crew slowly succumbing to the cold. For 13 years, the Octavius wandered the Arctic as a ghost ship, its crew frozen in their final moments before being discovered by the Herald. After the initial discovery, the Octavius was said to have vanished again, drifting back into the icy waters, never to be seen again. Some believe the story of the Octavius is pure legend, a tale to frighten sailors into avoiding the treacherous Northwest Passage, yet others argue that the ship may still be out there, trapped in ice, waiting to be discovered once more. Whether fact or fiction, the Octavius has become one of the most chilling ghost ship legends of all time, a frozen relic lost to time and the unforgiving Arctic seas. For our final mystery, we travel to the waters off the coast of Queensland, Australia, where a modern ghost ship was discovered in 2006, a rusting tanker named the Jianseng. Unlike many ghost ships lost in the midst of time, the Jianseng was a recent enigma that puzzled maritime authorities and the public alike. In March 2006, a routine surveillance flight by the Australian Coast Guard spotted a large, rusty vessel adrift near Waipa, Queensland. The ship appeared abandoned and was not emitting any distress signals. A boarding party was dispatched, and what they found was perplexing. The tanker, about 80 meters long, was in a dilapidated condition, but it bore no identifying marks or flags, and there was no trace of its crew. There were no records, no logbooks, no indication of where it had come from or where it was heading. The ship's engine was completely inoperable, and it had no fuel or provisions left on board. The only clue to its identity was the faded name Jianseng painted on the hull. Maritime authorities were baffled. There was no missing ship reports matching the description, and the vessel was not registered in any known database. As investigators examined the Jianseng, they found sacks of rice strewn throughout the cargo hold, suggesting it might have been a supply ship for fishing operations in the Pacific. But why was it abandoned? And how did it end up drifting aimlessly off the coast of Australia? Theories began to circulate. Some speculated that it could have been a smuggling vessel or an illegal fishing ship that had been abandoned by its crew to avoid capture. Others suggested that it could have been involved in human trafficking or drug smuggling. However, no concrete evidence was found to support any of these claims. The lack of distress signals and the fact that there was no signs of a struggle or violence only deepened the mystery. Eventually, the Australian government declared the Jianseng a navigational hazard and decided to scuttle the ship. It was towed out to deeper waters and sunk, taking its secrets with it to the bottom of the sea. To this day, no one knows the true story behind the ginseng, where it came from, or why it was abandoned. It's the stuff of sailors' nightmares and sea legends. A creature so massive that it could take on a sperm whale in the crushing depths of the Southern Ocean. The colossal squid is a deep-sea behemoth that remains one of the ocean's greatest mysteries. Discovered in the 1920s, very few have ever been seen by human eyes. Growing up to 46 feet in length and weighing over half a ton, the colossal squid is far heavier and more elusive than its cousin, the giant squid. Unlike its relative, the colossal squid has rotating hooks on its tentacles and is believed to be a slow-moving ambush predator. But despite its size, we know very little about its life cycle, mating habits, or population numbers. How many of these monsters are out there, and what role do they play in the deep-sea ecosystem? Researchers have only ever encountered a handful of specimens, and almost all have been dead or dying. The few that have been collected have usually been found in the stomachs of sperm whales, their natural predator. With eyes the size of dinner plates, believed to be the largest eyes in the animal kingdom, the colossal squid is perfectly adapted to the pitch-black environment of the abyss. But why do they grow so large? What compels them to live in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean? Until scientists can study a live specimen in its natural habitat, the true nature of the colossal squid will remain one of the most baffling ocean mysteries. In the turquoise waters off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas lies a formation that has puzzled scientists and adventurers alike for decades. A series of large, flat, rectangular stones laid out in a road-like pattern, seemingly too regular to be a natural formation. Dubbed the Bimini Road, it stretches for about half a mile beneath the sea. First discovered by American diver Joseph Manson Valentine in 1968, the structure has sparked theories ranging from natural geological formation to the remains of the lost city of Atlantis. What makes Bimini Road so mysterious is the precision of its construction. The stones appear to be purposefully cut and arranged in two straight lines, suggesting they may be part of an ancient breakwater, dock, or even a city street. Some have even suggested that it was built by an advanced prehistoric civilization, now long forgotten and submerged by the ocean. Geologists have argued that the formation is the result of natural geological processes, like the erosion of beach rock and coral reefs. Yet the alignment of the stones is so precise and orderly that many continue to question if they could have been placed there naturally. Further complicating matters, carbon dating tests conducted on nearby artifacts have provided conflicting dates, ranging from several hundred to several thousand years old. So what is the Bimini Road? Is it an extraordinary example of natural rock formation, or could it be evidence of an ancient lost civilization? Until more definitive evidence emerges, this underwater mystery remains unsolved. Imagine a creature that has been silently swimming the icy depths of the North Atlantic for over 400 years. A creature older than the United States, Benjamin Franklin, and possibly even William Shakespeare. Meet the Greenland shark, the oldest living vertebrates on Earth. These elusive sharks, which can grow up to 21 feet in length, have captured the imagination of marine biologists for decades. But it wasn't until 2016 that scientists discovered just how old they could be, potentially over 500 years. The oldest Greenland shark ever sampled, which was also the largest, had lived for 392 plus or minus 120 years, meaning it was born sometime between 1504 and 1744. The secret to their longevity remains one of the most intriguing mysteries of marine biology. How do these sharks survive for centuries in near freezing temperatures, with such slow growth rates that they only reach sexual maturity around 150 years of age? Even more baffling is how little we know about their lifestyle and habits. Greenland sharks are believed to feed on fish, squid, and even seals, but their sluggish movement suggests they might be scavengers rather than active hunters. What's more, they have been found as deep as 7,200 feet below the surface, where the pressures are immense and light is non-existent. What drives them to such depths? How do they navigate and hunt in these extreme conditions? Their slow metabolism and unique adaptations to the cold may hold clues to extending human lifespan. But until more is known, the Greenland shark remains a fascinating enigma lurking in the deep. On December the 4th, 1872, a British-American ship named the Mary Celeste was found drifting in the Atlantic Ocean, completely abandoned. The ship was in good condition, with its cargo of 1,700 barrels of alcohol largely intact. There was no sign of struggle, and personal belongings of the crew, including valuables, were untouched. The lifeboat was missing, but the ship's log was found, with the last entry dated 10 days before its discovery. So what happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste? Theories abound, from pirate attacks and mutiny to sudden underwater earthquakes or waterspouts, but none have satisfactorily explained the mystery. Some suggest that fumes from the alcohol cargo caused a small explosion, terrifying the crew into abandoning the ship. But if that was the case, why did they never return? Others speculate about paranormal activity, suggesting ghostly or extraterrestrial interference. The story of the Mary Celeste has even been linked to the infamous Bermuda Triangle, despite it being found far from that region. The lack of any conclusive evidence has turned the Mary Celeste into one of the most famous and enduring mysteries of the sea. We've all heard of the Twilight Zone as a popular TV show, but the real Twilight Zone exists deep within our oceans. Known scientifically as the Mesopelagic Zone, this layer of the ocean extends from about 200 to 1,000 meters below the surface and is one of the least explored and most mysterious places on Earth. Unlike the dark abyssal depths, the Twilight Zone is a dimly lit area where sunlight barely penetrates. It's home to a vast array of bizarre and otherworldly creatures, from bioluminescent jellyfish and hatchetfish to giant siphonophores that stretch for over 100 feet. This layer of the ocean is also where the largest migration on Earth occurs every night, as countless marine animals travel from the deep to the surface in search of food and then return to the depths by daybreak. Despite its importance in the ocean's ecosystem, the Twilight Zone is still largely a mystery to scientists. Recent studies suggest it could hold as much as 90% of the ocean's fish biomass, yet we know almost nothing about how these species survive or interact. There's evidence that some creatures in the Twilight Zone may play a vital role in regulating Earth's carbon cycle by transporting carbon from the surface to the deep ocean. But how they do this and the extent of their impact is still unknown. Even more puzzling is how these creatures navigate and communicate in such a dim environment. The Twilight Zone is believed to be a vital part of the ocean's food web and climate regulation, yet we've barely scratched the surface of understanding its complexities. It's a hidden frontier right here on our planet, waiting to be explored. The ocean remains one of the most mysterious places on our planet. From the colossal creatures lurking in its depths, to ancient ruins and ghostly ships, there is still so much we have yet to uncover. So what do you think? Are we close to solving any of these mysteries, or will they remain unsolved for years to come? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do consider subscribing to the channel, it really does help us out a lot. But as always, thank you for watching, stay curious, and we'll see you on the next one.